Okay, and welcome to today's episode of Gaibo's Gourmet Galley. Even though we're not on a ship, we'll still call it the galley because we're here in the kitchen. Today we're going to make a test recipe of a green sauce that was made famous by a restaurant in Dallas called Ninfas, which no longer exists. But the recipe that was at Ninfas in Dallas was a secret, and no one would ever give you the ingredients for the recipe. So whether or not this is truly the recipe, I don't know, but we're going to give it a shot and see whether it tastes like what I remember it used to be. The ingredients include the following: 4 tomatillos, and the tomatillo is like a tomato. They've got a skin on them like a leaf. And you have to peel these and then wash them off because they're kind of sticky on the inside. You're also going to need 3 green tomatoes. You may substitute yellow tomatoes if you can't find green ones, but under no circumstances use red tomatoes. As you can see, pretty much everything that we're putting together in this recipe is green. We're going to use a couple of avocados, a couple of Hass avocados. We're going to be using some cilantro, about 4 sprigs of that, a couple of jalapeno peppers with the seeds removed. I like to leave the membrane in because that kicks up the heat a little bit more. And about the only other ingredients that are other than green are the cloves of garlic, the kosher salt, and the daisy sour cream, which all happen to be white. So, all green and white ingredients going into this recipe. So what we're going to do now is we'll go ahead and start to prepare all of the ingredients before we get ready to proceed to the first step, which will be cooking the tomatillos, the tomatoes, and the jalapenos for about 10 minutes. Okay, as you can see, I have now removed the skin from the tomatillos. I've done that by just taking them and rinsing them under some warm water, and while I was rinsing them under the warm water, I removed the skins. As you can see, they've kind of got this shine to them now. So those are all prepared, and basically what we're going to do is we're just going to cut these into some small-sized cubes for cooking. You want to make them about all of the cubes about the same size. That way, as they cook, they're going to cook evenly and all cook at about the same rate of time. You don't want to make the chunks larger than the other ones. That way they'll all cook and be ready at the same time. It's important that you use a good sharp knife. Be careful when you're working with a sharp knife. Always keep your fingertips bent in so you don't take a finger off. Okay? So real quick, we're just going to rinse off these green tomatoes. We're going to do the same thing with the green tomatoes. We'll just also cut them into similar sizes. That way, once again, they'll all cook evenly about the same time. By the way, when you cook these, there's no requirement for any additional liquid because the tomatoes themselves and the tomatillos will all provide the liquid that is needed for this recipe. All right, so we've got all of our tomatoes and our tomatillos diced up. Now what we're going to do is grab a couple of jalapenos here, and as I said, when I open the jalapeno, you'll see the membrane on the inside. There's a lot of seeds attached to that membrane. So just go ahead and peel out some of the seeds here. But I like to leave the membrane, the white part that you see. That gives it a little bit of extra heat. So get all those seeds out of there. You can do that just by running your finger down through the inside of the jalapeno. That'll get the seeds out. Go ahead and rinse those jalapenos out. And we'll coarsely chop the jalapenos. Probably doesn't matter if you get a few seeds in there, but we'll just coarsely chop those as well. Same thing with another one. Okay. All right, so now that we've got the ingredients all chopped up that we're going to use, the next step is we're going to go ahead and put these into a saucepan. We're going to bring them to a boil. And once we bring them to a boil, we're going to let them reduce down and let them simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. And once that's all done, I will be back and show you the next step, which is going to be pureeing them in a food processor. So we'll be back in about 15 minutes. Oh, one other step that I forgot to mention. As part of that combination of ingredients, we're also going to throw 3 cloves of garlic in with that. And I like to use a lot of garlic personally. But go ahead and get the skin off the garlic. And of course, if you don't mind the garlic smell on your fingers, you can always peel the garlic. Simply by just running it between your fingers, the skin will come off the outside of it. And I like to take the ends off. That's another nice sized chunk right there. So like I said, I'll be right back after we let those ingredients cook down. And as you can see, we've got everything cooking up here together on the stove. And we've just started that going, but we're going to bring that to a boil and let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. By the way, as you cook this, make sure to stir it occasionally, because the tomatoes and tomatillos are actually providing the water for the ingredients. Once the tomatoes and tomatillos come to a boil, you want to reduce the heat and allow it to simmer for 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, while the tomatoes and tomatillos are finishing cooking, we'll go ahead and prepare the rest of the ingredients, which are the Hass avocados and the cilantro. What you want to do with your avocado, be very careful that you don't cut yourself. go ahead and peel the avocado. Once again, very sharp knife always comes in handy, and real easy way to take the pit out of an avocado, slice all the way around. Simply rotate the avocado, and looks like we've got a real nice avocado here. Then I go ahead and I take my knife, just tap it gently, get into the seed, and once you get into that seed, it'll come right out using your knife. Once again, you don't have to apply a lot of force to it, but fairly easy. Let me show you one more time here. Just basically insert the knife into the avocado, rotate the avocado around the knife, trying to keep the line straight as you rotate it. Okay. Just simply gently turn the avocado. There you see. Gently knife into the seed, twist kind of out and up, and the seed pops right out. Now what I like to do when I'm slicing my avocados, I'll show you on one avocado, I basically put some slice marks through the avocado itself very carefully. Don't go too deep into the avocado, but enough that you can actually get it started. And when you get it started, you get under the skin and start to peel it back. Just peel it back and away from the avocado. Comes off very easily. And voila. And as you can see, we've got real nice avocado here. You can put it into some real nice slices then. And it doesn't matter because we're going to put them into the food processor, but they fan out nicely, as you can see. Great if you want to make a nice avocado salad. Once again, it's real important, though, that you've got your avocados at a ripening stage, that they're not too mushy and yet not too firm, that they're difficult to peel or slice. As you can see, that skin just comes right off. Okay, and we'll do the rest. We'll do the same thing with this other avocado. With the cilantro, we're just going to go ahead and coarsely chop it. You can. It says to use about 4 sprigs of it, but you can use as much or as little as you like. I personally like cilantro. I think it adds a really good flavor to just about any dish. I try not to put a lot of the stem in, but about 1/4 cup of cilantro will be sufficient for this recipe. Okay, now we've got all the rest of our ingredients ready to go. The tomatoes and the tomatillos have cooked down, and you want to let them slightly cool before you put them in the food processor. So we're gonna let this cool for about 30 minutes, and once that's done, we'll put all the rest of the ingredients into the food processor and puree that. And once we've done that, then we'll fold in some sour cream to the pureed mixture, and that will actually complete the sauce. I would recommend to refrigerate it at least overnight before you use it. Doesn't mean you can't use it right away, but I think it would give time for the flavors to meld a little bit if you allow it to sit overnight or longer. It should keep for several days as long as it stays refrigerated, but I doubt it will last several days if it turns out the same as the sauce that I remember at Ninfas. So we'll be back for the food processor stage shortly. Okay, everything is cooled down now. Here's our mixture. It's nice and cool after cooking for about 15 minutes. And we've got the rest of our ingredients ready to go here. So what we're going to do now is going to go ahead and take my my food processor, and we'll just go ahead and scoop these tomatoes, tomatillos, and the garlic and jalapenos into the food processor. I've got the chopping board in there. I'm also going to go ahead and add my avocados, the cilantro, and I threw in an extra jalapeno, a raw one, just to kick it up a little bit more. And then last but not least, we've got a teaspoon of salt. We use about a teaspoon of kosher salt here. Now, when we put this in the processor, we're going to want to go ahead and puree this real well. So I'm going to start out by pulsing it a little bit. Make sure all those ingredients get down in there. Okay, I'm going to also get in here and kind of stir this around, make sure all the ingredients are mixed down in there. Alright, that looks pretty good to me. Got a nice mixture here. Let's go ahead and throw this back into a bowl. And we'll add the sour cream. Looks like it. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to add 1.5 cups of sour cream to this mixture. And fold it in. So there's one. I imagine you probably add or delete the sour cream to your taste. All right. Certainly made a lot of sauce here. Looks like we've got about, I'm guessing, Probably about 6 to 8 cups. And so there it is. Grab a spoon here and give it a try. Well, it's been so long since I've had it. It tastes pretty close. Tastes a little more tomatoey than I remember. Almost seems like it needs a little bit more salt. Don't want to put too much salt in though. I might actually put about another half a cup of sour cream in to thicken it up just a little bit more. I think that that might probably help it out. So we'll go ahead and stir that in. This goes great with tortilla chips. Probably go very good on a salad. So anyway, there it is. Ninfa's original green sauce. And give it a try. Experiment with it. Could use some more jalapenos. Still doesn't have enough heat.